What is up, guys? This is Junas up here with another YouTube video, and today we are talking about losing fat, gaining muscle at the same time. How do we do it? Let's talk about it. Fuck it, I want abs. Let's do it. Yeah. So I'm not gonna keep y'all holding. I'm gonna just dive straight into it. So tip number one, lift like you're bulking. Okay? So when I mean like this is still lift heavy, still lift for PRs, still lift to achieve strength. Still lift to be as strong as you can in the gym. So if you're in a bulk and going to a cut, or if you have a higher body fat percentage and you're trying to lower that while gaining some muscle on the side, you're going to want to still lift heavy, still lift as if you were on a bulk. So what that means is training till failure for strength, going for hypertrophy, all of those sorts of things. So you still want to lift heavy, you still want to lift in that 6 to 12 rep range. You still want to train for strength, you still want to build muscle, you know? And by building muscle, you need to tear down the muscle. So that's why you still want to lift with intensity, for strength, still lift heavy, okay? So that's my first tip. Okay, so for tip number two is eat a gram of protein per pound of body weight in a calorie deficit. So this is kind of a lengthy tip, so I want to kind of go into depth with this one. So, obviously the title pretty much is self-explanatory, but let's just go in the depth with it. So say you weigh 150 pounds, you're going to want to go for 150 grams of protein. And while doing this, it's burning more calories than you are eating. So say my maintenance is 2,500 calories. I'm in a 300 calorie deficit. That puts me at 2,400 calories. So I need to get 170 grams of protein in those calories. By doing this will give my muscles the nutritions I need, forcing my body to use fat as energy, assuming that I'm in a calorie deficit. This will cause fat burn while maintaining muscle and even gaining muscle depending on your status in the gym, whether you're a beginner, novice, that all depends on that background. But from a beginner standpoint, that's pretty much the rundown. Eat enough protein to where you're gaining or at least maintaining muscle while burning the fat and losing the fat. This is also known as a body recomposition. This is a very big staple in lean gains and losing fat while maintaining or gaining muscle. Okay, so for tip number three, aim to lose about a pound of weight per week. Okay, you don't want to lose weight way too fast, no matter what status you're in, whether you're a beginner, you're experienced, novice. Losing weight really fast is never a good thing. Say you're a beginner and you lose weight really fast in a strict calorie deficit where you're eating only 1,000 calories a week. You are gonna have to maintain that to keep the weight that you lost. So once you start eating normal again, you are just going to gain that weight back. That's why you need a steady and sustainable diet where you can maintain it and keep the weight off. Also, by doing this, you'll minimize any muscle loss that could be happening if you were losing weight faster. See, when you're losing more than a pound or two a week, a lot of that can be water weight, muscle. It's not just going to be fat. Realistically, whatever you're losing in a week, only a pound of it is fat. So that's why you want to be steady and sustainable so you can maintain or gain muscle while losing the fat. A pound per week is definitely the sweet spot for any of those situations. So don't try to lose weight too fast. Really take your time with it. Make sure you enjoy the journey. It's not a race. Still enjoy your favorite foods. Don't be too hard on yourself. Lose it really nice and slow. Don't be agitated and be aggressive with it. That is not the way to go. So a brief summary of what we just talked about. Tip number one, train like you're bulking, still train hard, still train to increase strength and muscle. Don't wean off the strength training, think you're gonna get too bulky or whatever. I wish that was the case. I wish I could get too bulky. But realistically, train hard, train for strength, maximize strength gains. Don't worry about it. Trust me, in the long run, it'll pay off. Trust me. And losing fat and gaining muscle at the same time if you're a beginner or newer to these kind of things. With that being said, tip number two, eat a gram of protein per pound of body weight. I cannot stress this enough. This is probably the most important tip because you need to make sure you are maximizing muscle gains if you're in a calorie deficit. Okay, this is very important. I cannot stress this enough if you really want to burn fat and gain muscle simultaneously. This is a huge one. Even if you're just in a standard calorie deficit, you know how important it is to eat a gram a pound of protein in a calorie deficit. It is very important to hold on to any gains that you have made during a bulk. or any gains that you're trying to make as a newbie in the gym. With that being said, tip number 3, slow and steady wins the race. Aim to lose about a pound per fat per week. Okay, don't try to rush things. Don't think that you're gonna get a shortcut or get to your end goal quicker. You need to be slow and steady and consistent. Okay, that is the second biggest part of this. Okay, don't be too hard on yourself. Know that these things take time, and it could take a year, 2 years. It takes time, so don't try to rush things. Slow and steady wins the race. Aim to lose about a pound per fat in a week. Okay, that is the sweet spot. Trust me on this. I've been on both sides of it. I would not tell you something if I didn't believe it. Take your time with these things, okay? With that being said, I hope you apply these tips to your lifestyle, and I wish you the best of luck on your journey. Hit the subscribe button. I'm gonna drop my Instagram somewhere around here. If you wanna follow me, send me a direct message and we can talk about it. So with that being said, hit the subscribe button. I'm gonna catch y'all later. Stay smooth.